meal crew here. We love it. Hi, my name is Kayla and I am the owner of the City Juicery. And tonight we are at Beauty Boost Nashville.
Hi, I'm Ann. I'm the owner of the Beauty Boost Nashville. We are a community for women to feel empowered, healthy, and beautiful.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeanette. I'm so happy to be here. I'm originally from Orange County, California, but Nashville, Tennessee is also my home. 12 years here, Belmont alumni. So happy to be here. Actually, I just got here last night. My flight landed late last night. A little bit about me. My niche, my passion, my purpose is travel. Also for women and diversity, and also I'm very happy to be here because my family's from Mexico. It's also Hispanic Heritage Month until October 15th, so it's like I love to just be anywhere where I can advocate for the community.
Hi everybody, I'm Kelsey Amaro. I'm a physician assistant by trade, but I'm a holistic gut health coach, owner and CEO of Kelsey Amaro Wellness. And I'm originally from Western New York. I'm not from the city. I grew up in the country, and we've been down, my husband and I have been down here since 2015, so about 8 years now. 2 kids later, we're staying. My passion is to help professional women, just like all of us, heal their gut naturally in 90 days, help really beat the bloat, lose that unwanted weight.
Hi, my name is Kayla Hall and I am the owner of the City Juicery. At the City Juicery, our goal and mission is to provide the highest quality juices made out of fruits and vegetables only to all communities around Nashville. My passion is deeply rooted in education, so not only do we provide those juices to the community, we are very passionate about educating each consumer so that way they can make an informed choice about whatever juice or decision they want to make for their body and their health. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, so this is home for me. And fun fact about me, I am the oldest of my family and the only girl, so naturally I think I was just born to be a leader because I've been telling them what to do all my life.
Good evening, I'm Rachel Kane. I have been in Nashville for the last 8 years, but I grew up in West Tennessee, just a few hours from here. So I'm a Tennessee girl all my life. I have 4 children, and they're all teenagers, so prayers appreciated. My business is as a fascial stretch specialist, and your fascia is the connective tissue that's in your body. I am a retired physical therapist. I practiced physical therapy for a little over 20 years. And I did not learn in school, but I've since learned about the fascia and ways to move your body that are just not the traditional ways that we were taught. Ways that are gentle and pain-free and open up space in your body that you have, for whatever reason, not been able to access because of pain or injury or just faulty movement patterns, whatever it might be, whatever your case is, surgery.
I have my own mic. Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Still. I'm the owner of Killjoy, and Killjoy is a brick and mortar shop that sells beer and wine and spirits, but everything is alcohol-free. So my mission is to change the culture. I want to make it cool to show up with a drink in your hand that's not alcoholic. And as everyone's talking about your wellness, I think not drinking is a really huge key to that. So I hope that I can help introduce that to Nashville and create a space for that.
Thank you guys all so much. I'm going to start by asking Kayla a question. I'm sure you didn't dream when you were younger about owning a juice shop, or maybe you did, I'm not going to assume, but I want to know maybe what you did actually, grow up dreaming about and how it evolved into the amazing work that you're doing.
That's a funny question. I don't think I had one said like, oh, I want to be this when I grow up. I think I was just always naturally creative. So I was talking to my mom about this more recently, and she was like, well, one time you wanted to play in a band for a living. I'm like, did I? I didn't even realize I wanted to do that. So I think just naturally I've always been creative. As I did grow though, I did learn that my passion was deeply rooted in education. So once I kind of found that out at maybe my early 20s, late teens, I guess, age, I wanted to go to Washington and practice like educational law and actually be a part of somebody that can really make an impactful change for the students in public schools. But I'm here now with a juice bar, and that's why education is still one of those bigger pieces that's embedded into our company. So when you do come to our table, no matter if it's me or another staff member, we're always going to educate you first. We're always going to say, hey, have you been to the City Juicery before? What is interesting you on the menu? Let me talk you through that juice and what are some of the ideal health benefits. So we are just very big on educating. I think once people know something, they can make a more informed decision, and it can overall like move the needle in their life just in general. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, no, I love that.
Okay.
I was actually just talking to Jeanette about that, how sometimes we just have to follow the flow of life. Things don't really work out how we plan, but that's like the beauty of it all.
For sure.
The natural flow and evolvement of life, I love it. So I'm going to dive a little bit into comparison, which I think maybe a lot of us struggle with. It doesn't really matter what we do, we're always comparing ourselves to the person next to us, and that's kind of an ugly bug that we all have. So I'm going to ask Kelsey this. I know she's in the coaching world, and so am I, and it's so easy to compare yourself to like what other people are doing and their different approaches and all of that for anyone to answer about what community means to them, and maybe what you did to build a community and how it's kind of helped you in your own business or passion that you're pursuing.
So at the City Juicery, we are a juice bar that service only through community. So a lot of people always ask us, like, do you have a brick and mortar? Do you have a brick and mortar? And the answer is no, because we are actively participating in community farmers markets. The main reason why that drive kind of was created for myself was I live in Antioch, and to get a fresh squeezed juice, I had to drive all the way into Nashville to get it. So that means I got to deal with traffic, and it's like, oh, do I really want it? You know what I mean? And then when you're juicing at home, it's a lot of work. Like a lot of people say, well, I tried to juice at home and I gave up after 2 weeks. So my mindset changed where it's like, well, if I can impact the community by bringing the juice to the community, maybe this could help me build the community and help me build that educational platform to educate people. So I just made it my business to really go into the community, advocate, really connect and cultivate like relationships with different people. So we do see familiar faces. When we go to a different farmers market, they're like, oh, I just seen you last week at Richland, or I just seen you in Nolensville, or are you at Nolensville in Richland? It's like, yeah, we're everywhere. And that's one of our biggest goals, was to really build that visibility in the community, but also be a stakeholder in every community that we go in. So that way, if someone do expose information, I can possibly either resource it for them and connect them to a resource, or either advocate for that resource to come into the community. So I feel very great relationships with different farmers markets managers. And then I also joined the Nashville Black Market team as their event coordinator, just because it was just very in alignment to what we are and what we stand for in the community. So I think having that community piece has definitely made the City Juicery successful, but it's also like made us a part of like their family in the community, where they're going out the way to go to a juice bar. And then some people do struggle with feeling welcome in those type of environments. But if I'm right here in your neighborhood, you know, you have the win, you have the control. So community is very important to us, and that's just the way I think I see the City Juicery always being as a pillar in the community and across Nashville. All right, so self-care. I didn't want to speak on this because I don't do too great in this area for myself. However, I am starting to learn to make it a priority, put it on my calendar, because I do live on a calendar now. If it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. But I also do want to say, you know, like everybody said, like as women, we do naturally take care of other people first. It's just the way we were created, I think. So I want to encourage people that do struggle with self-care, is just take it one step at a time. You don't have to make it this whole complicated thing. You know, one day you will get to where you can have a whole hour that's intentional to yourself. But if you can just schedule in 5 minutes, if it's at work and it's your 15-minute lunch break and you need to go to the car, and if self-care to you is listening to your favorite artist, that's self-care. I do want people to understand that nothing necessarily defines self-care, because a lot of times when we are on social media, we're like, oh, if I don't go to the spa, I'm not taking care of myself, or if I'm not getting my nails done, my hair done, all these elaborate things, we kind of scare ourselves out of it. But do what's best for you. Everybody's self-care routine is going to look different and feel different. Do what really brings you joy and make you happy. And I think just start small. Like, just set a 5-minute timer and build yourself up so you can create that routine. I'm in the process of creating a morning routine. I started at 10 minutes, now I'm about 20 minutes. But when I first started, I was like practicing the taking 4 deep breathing in the morning. I was like putting myself back to bed. And then I was like missing my alarm. So that wasn't working for me. So be flexible and find what works for you. Don't try to copy somebody else's self-care vibe, because they just might not work for you. So just do it and start small.
No, I love that. I think back in the day, like 10 years ago, I would be like, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, I'm gonna meditate for an hour, I'm gonna go on a walk, and it wasn't in these bite-sized pieces, it was way more than I could chew, and then I would fail at it, and I'd be like, well, why do I suck? You know, so yeah, I think that's great advice. Just start small and do what feels good to you. And sometimes it's all about just slowing down and doing nothing sometimes. So keep it simple. So before I open it up, we're going to open it up for questions, but I want to ask this question to all of you. What's like one piece of advice that you really want to leave everyone with today, whether it's advice that you might need to take more for yourself, or something that someone has given to you that has really helped you excel and be successful within your business or any area in your life? What would that be?
The best advice I can give anybody is literally just do it, because nobody is going to stop you but yourself. So I know oftentimes we're like, oh, I want to achieve this goal, and we make up so many excuses on why we can't. But when you really sit down and evaluate those excuses, the only excuses is within yourself. So just do it and like own it, and be prepared and be flexible to make mistakes and learn from your mistakes, and be okay with that, because just like we all mentioned, like, we didn't know we were going to be here. We just decided one day that this is what we were going to do, and we just did it. I didn't necessarily have a mentor or have anything that I could ideally kind of go off of as like a template of like how to create a juice bar. I just had to do it, and I have made a lot of mistakes, but it's okay, because you just learn, and that's just how life is. So you just have to do it, because nobody's going to stop you but yourself. So just do it, lady. Just do it. So I don't know. I just knew what felt like right to me and what I wanted to present to the community. So I actually changed my logo. So what I started with is not what it is today. So what I did was Google, copy and paste. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing this. Like, this feels so good. And then when I started to present it and go into like bigger rooms and connecting with bigger organizations, I was like, okay, their stuff looks legit. I need to regroup. So kind of just having a focus group too, like pulling in those early people that you are having those first conversations with, like, this is what I want to start, and kind of getting some feedback from them, because it's always an experience too. So like, there's a different experience with Target versus an experience with Walmart, and kind of just figuring out like, what is your brand. And I think for me, I made sure that the brand was kind of like a reflection of who I am as an Aries. So I'm like very sharp and put together, but I'm also like very vibrant and loud and boastful in a way. So I think I really tried to like pour that into the brand and what that looked like. But it's definitely, I feel like that was one of the hardest processes in trying to figure out colors in your logo, because you want to put out something that you're proud of. It's almost like presenting a school project. You just want to put out something that you're proud of, right? I don't know, maybe. I just really was in my head about it, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And then I ended up changing it after I worked like weeks on it, and then I changed it. When I changed it, it took me one day to change it, and I made the decision. So I think like just trying to make sure that it represents you and who you are, and being confident in what it is, and be okay to, you know, be like, okay, that didn't work, let's try it. I think also being consistent. So basically what she's saying, even when you do fail, be okay with it. Use it as a learning tool to kind of drive your next step. But don't sit in it, because if you sit in it, then you will never move past it. So like she's saying, like always showing up consistently and being okay, well, I might not do this at the level that I would love to do this, but I'm still learning and giving yourself grace. At the Juicery, we make mistakes every week. Every week is something new, and it really has just helped me process and get better and better and better every week. So, and just being consistent no matter what. Like just being consistent, staying true to your reason and your why, and just move past the failures. But I do think, people should be more open about that, because on social media, we do see the overnight success. We do see like, oh my God, like how did they get from here to there? And I think, it's a little place of being vulnerable as well, because people are not want to like wear their mistakes on their sleeve, because we want to feel like the master. We want to feel like the best at our craft. So I think it's just like a little 50-50 blend, but just finding your network where you can go and be safe and say, girl, this week was not it, and having that community where you can quickly action plan and they can support you in that, and you can just move forward from whatever may be blocking or holding you back. And like she said, getting creative. Like if I get 10 no's, I'm going to still find a way, because this is what we're going to do. And again, nobody's going to stop you but yourself. So just staying consistent.
So yeah, let me know if you ever want to connect. You're always welcome to grab me.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeanette Seha with Jet Set with Jeanette, and you can find me at www.jetsetwithjeanette.com, on my social. I'm all travel, so hope to see you soon.
I'm Kelsey Mara. I'm a holistic gut health coach, and I'm the owner and CEO of Kelsey Mara Wellness. You can find me at www.kelseymarawellness.com, and my social and Instagram is at Kelsey Mara Wellness.
I'm Rachel Kane, fascial stretch specialist. Please follow me on Instagram at Rachel's Heart for Healing.
This is Stephanie with Killjoy. Follow me on Instagram at Killjoy_Nash.
I'm Noelle Pinchot with Noelle Pinchot Coaching, and I run a coaching business where I help women find their most truest and authentic selves. And the best place to find me is on Instagram, or you can email me at noellepinchotcoaching@gmail.com.
Hey y'all, that was the Beauty Booth of Nashville, and I'm so thankful to have sit on this panel and for my friends to show up and support me. Did you have fun?
I did. It was so great.
What did y'all learn? What was one thing that you want to take away from it?
Just do it. Literally. Whatever you want to do, if you want to start your own business, go back to school, whatever it is, just do it.
Just do it, y'all. Make sure y'all follow us on social media at the City Juicery.